Hi, everybody. Welcome to Science and Sorcery. My name is Chargas Nani, he, him, and I am GMing a game of Discworld with an incredible cast for an incredible cause for doing research for Alzheimer's UK. We've already smashed a charity goal. I'll say more about it, but first, let me introduce this incredible cast who are patiently waiting, starting with Michelle. Tell us about
Hello,
yourself.
everyone. Hi, I'm Michelle. My pronouns are she, her, and I'm very excited. Hooray!
Woo! Yes. Next up, Lou.
Hi, I'm Lou. My pronouns are they, she, and I am also very excited.
Yay!
Hey!
And last but definitely not least, Reese.
Ahoy there, lovely people. Ahoy, bowdy, lovely people. I'm Reese, and my pronouns are he, him, and I'm wearing a green cardigan, and I am sporting the White Guy Podcaster beard, and I'm really looking forward to today.
Excellent. That's great, and we're happy to have you and your podcaster beard.
Thank you.
Perfect.
I'm sporting my Dame Edna glasses
Beautiful.
today to rest my eyes.
Glorious.
Wonderful. And I'm sporting my beard that I've forgotten to shave for so long that it's actually looking good. Happy accidents, procrastination win.
It does look really good.
Yeah.
It suits you.
I'm
Yes.
sporting my hair, which needs a cut because I did manage to dunk it in my own tea just before we went live. It's quite wet down here, but blends in, so we can get away with it.
Exactly.
Nice.
Now, as I was saying, this stream is raising money for Alzheimer's Research UK, which Terry Pratchett was a patron of, and we've already shot past our goal. But if you keep donating, you can have a chance to win not only some incredible Rune Fable dice, but also the Sergeant at Arms pledge level to get your own copy of when it comes out Discworld RPG and some more dice. Do it for the Matrocks. We're all here for the Matrocks.
Clicky clacky that rocks.
Yes. So we are going to be playing the included adventure in the Discworld Kickstart called Up in Smoke, with some pre-generated characters and some very excited players who know a lot more about Discworld than I do. If you have anything you want, if you have any interesting Discworld factoids, quotes, or information, share it in the chat, and if I see it and it's helpful, I'll name a character after you. Don't worry, I have way too many unnamed characters in this, so it's fine. Don't worry about it. It'll be great. Yes. Now, before we begin, as well, we're gonna get started. I'll get started, and then each player will get a chance to introduce themselves. Trigger warnings. I don't think there's going to be anything really in here. The title's Up in Smoke, so fire. But besides that, I don't think there's anything too dangerous in this adventure to worry about. So yeah, let's get it started. We tune in to, we open the page to a group members of the City Watch. The illustrious, the long-lasting, the underpaid and potentially less qualified members of the Ankh-Morpork City Watch, as they have been assigned a duty by the commander of the City Watch himself, Sir Samuel Vimes. He is very reluctant about the Sir thing. You remember his words well as he assigned you this task. He had particularly clear about 3 points as he assigned you to head to the Sunshine Sanctuary for sick dragons to investigate a break-in. He had 3 points. 1. Find out what happened. 2. Protect the people of Ankh-Morpork. 3. Don't cause more paperwork than necessary. 3 was underlined, which is weird because he was talking, but you could feel the underline. He also mentioned that if you need help during your investigation, you should talk to Sergeant Angua, which, as some of you might know, Sergeant Angua is a werewolf, in addition to being a member of the City Watch. He did warn that she is having her day off at the Bucket, which is a tavern over on Gleam Street. So don't expect her to be happy about it if you need her help. You find yourselves on the neat cobbles of Morphic Street, blinking in the morning sun. The wrought iron gates before you bear the words, "Here be dragons." If that wasn't enough of a clue that you were in the right place, a papier-mâché statue of a dragon with a star on the forehead sits to the right of the gate. It appears to be holding a bedraggled sign that reads, "Don't let my flame go out." Remember, this is a kind of a charity. Now, which members of the City Watch have been assigned to this mission? Whoever wants to speak first, get to introduce their characters and what they look like. Michelle, you're up. I was letting you guys fight for it, but you're all too polite. Michelle.
We're all just far too polite. Hello. I am portraying Constable Cliff. I am a big troll. I look very much like other trolls in that I have a body made of rocks, but you will remember me by my dazzling smile, for my teeth are made of diamonds.
And they are forever, which annoys all the dentists. Next up, Reese, tell us who you're portraying.
So, standing over this particular body is, of course, Igorina. She is somewhat strange, even as far as Igors go, in that she displays her stitches a little more than most Igors. She's a little older, but still fresh from Uberwald, and her stitches appear to be more crochet than they appear to be stitches, and using a series of different colored yarns. She is standing over anything that looks like evidence and assessing it in as much as she can. She smells of formaldehyde and peppermints and that little ionization just before lightning strikes. She's also put a couple of copper into the papier-mâché dragon, just on the way past. You know, it's important that sometimes you do something for the community. You know, it's very important, and she does that as much as she can.
Yeah. And it goes in this little puff of like smoke that comes out of the statue, and you can like hear the whirling sound as like the coins go vroom vroom, like those old coin things that they used to have at McDonald's. Almost sounds like it's gurgling as it's like going down. Maybe a gurgle of gratitude. Who knows?
Oh.
Yeah. And last but definitely not least, Lou. Who are you portraying?
So a quite slightly bedraggled woman stands in front of the gate, kind of grubby, dirt behind the ears, straggly brown hair, and she looks at the papier-mâché dragon and says, I respect their need, the desire to take money from people without giving them anything in return. That's good old-fashioned begging, that is. But I'm not sure that having papier-mâché in a place where dragons live is a good idea.
You do have a good point. Have they registered with the guild, to your knowledge, to be begging?
Oh, that is a very good point. There is quite nasty sanctions in place for those that go begging without a license. I mean, not that I have any affiliations or nothing, but it might have to get back to them somehow.
I shall make sure the correct paperwork is filled out. Do not tell Mr. Vimes, please.
Good.
Absolutely, your trollness.
So, Sunshine Sanctuary is a huge, large, sturdy gate, very thick walls. You know, the kind designed to reassure the rest of the neighborhood. You know, given that there are dragons inside. Next to the gate, nestled with many, many signs, including Adopt a Dragon Today, and the Ankh-Morpork Sunshine Sanctuary for Sick Dragons, etc., etc., and a small one that says, Beggar Guild approved, much smaller. Might be it's hard to read because in graffiti, but whose character can actually understand it, the weird glyphs, is a bullpen that perhaps to get the attention of whoever's inside. There isn't. Looking around, there's only one other business that's not have a massive close sign on top of it, as in like shut down, foreclosed, not like closed for the day. That looks like a tavern. Says a Lamp and Needles. Otherwise, there's only like 2 businesses on Morphic Street.
Is the gate shut?
Yeah, the gate is shut, but there is a bullpen if you want to try and get attention. Or
Yeah.
climb over the gate if you want.
By the way, I completely neglected to mention that you're looking at Constable Theodora Millennieu. I did not mention their name. And you also notice that on her shoulder is a large brown rat.
Oh.
Which are 2 quite important details. Theodora is going to pull
On the bell pull.
on the bell pull, please.
Yeah. Ding dong. Well, there's like a ding dong, and then the sound of a simulated dragon's roar comes out. It's
Rat disappears
more-
into Theodora's
Yeah.
helmet.
It's not as convincing because no one has heard what a real dragon's roar sounds like since the first book of Discworld. But it's it's nice in a fun fair kind of way. And then you hear the gate kind of you see coming out of this door. You can hear like the sound of like shattering glass, putting food, like running around sounds. People like panicking, as you can see coming out, just like little bedraggled, little like covered in soot, covered in ash. See a tall woman dressed in lots of leathers, little like very fancy hat, little refined older woman comes toward human. She just like heads over to get like, oh thank God, oh good, you guys, the City Watch is finally right. Is Theodore dressed like City Watch? Is Theodore dressed like Beggars Guild?
Theodora is in uniform.
Yeah, everyone's in uniform. Good. It's like, oh good, you're all here. Thank you. Just like,
Please, miss, can we come in? We'd ever so much like it if you would let us in, please. Thank you.
We are already inside the gate, Theodora.
But I just wanted to make. I just needed to make. And she kind of mumbles.
Hello, madam. Yes, we are here from the City Watch. Cliff points to the carved City Watch badge on his stone chest. We are here to help with the suspected dragon break-in robbery situation. What we have been advised has been occurring.
well, thank you very much about all this. It's fantastic, but the incident is somewhat still ongoing. There's another crash. A small explosion. No! Oh no! Please come in. Well, during the there was some kind of break-in which we reported, but the whatever's caused has released several of the dragons. And inside you can see there are many little swamp dragons like running about. Like they are size like a big cats. Most of them a little bit like the size of big dogs. As they're like going around, fluttering about excitedly, just like being chased around by the young Emmas, which, as everyone knows, are well-bred young ladies who seem genuinely excited about shoveling dragon muck. That is their term. As they are running around trying to get the dragons down without, overly exciting them, because as everyone knows, swamp dragons are very prone to explosions. Yeah. So, that is currently ongoing, as she kind of looks at you like, if you wouldn't mind helping. As one of the dragons just like swoops down and just like swoops down and knocks books over, things over, and then just starts shaking worriedly. Like, yeah, it's there's more signs that there have been a few explosions in this building.
Yes. What would you suggest, seeing as you're the expert, I suppose?
If you could help calm them down and help us get them back into their pens, that would.
Do you happen to know any particular swamp dragon lullabies?
Does she know any swamp lullabies? Am I like? Oh, I've tried to sing a few, but there are a lot of them.
Well, let's see what we can do.
Igorina, I have always enjoyed the Ubervoldian lullabies you sing when doing your paperwork. Perhaps you could treat them to one.
Of course. Well.
And I shall accompany. Duca will do my very best Ubervoldian.
Yes, of course. Normally, I would. I don't normally have the lungs for it, I'm not particularly musical. I don't have much rhythm, as you can tell. And you look down, and she's wearing 2 of the same boot on both feet. Yes, well, I'll see what I can do. All right. And she sings. So,
Fantastic.
yes.
Can't get you that easily.
Oh, no. Look, I think it's in everyone's best interest. We're doing this for charity, Michelle. we want people to go away with a lasting positive impression.
But we don't want them to
none
go
of that
away
involves
yet.
me singing. We want people to stay. And I'm not going to stop, no, none of that. Yes.
You're in a music studio. It's a waste.
I know. I am. And if I start singing, at least one of those words would be a lie. So, right. So, yes, Igorina will sing. To be honest, Igorina probably not that much of a singer either. But we'll find out.
There's lots of asides in this lullaby that is a slight kind of call and response thing, and scenes as one of Theodora's quirks is can do all the funny voices. Chimes in.
All right. In that case, we can have who wants to take the lead? Igorina can take the lead, and then if you don't get the result, then you can spend a luck point, Theodora, to try and do all the funny voices and help lull these dragons to sleep. So, what trait are you using, Igorina?
I'm going with. I am going to go with one of her quirks: 2 left feet, but the heart of a lion. She is going to belt out a probably very poorly rhythmically timed Ubervoldian lullaby that is designed to soothe the Ubervoldian, specifically Ubervoldian mountain swamp dragons, but these are low-lying swamp dragons, so yeah. It may not work. It's
just giving it the old college try.
Normally,
the old college try. She will belt it.
Normally, this would be D10 because again, swamp dragon. Ubervoldian, fantastic voice as everyone knows about Igorina. Unfortunately, the dragons, you're just trying to sing at them while they're all out of there. It's very difficult to get all their attention and let them have them hear you. So that's why it's going down to a D6. So you are rolling a D6, and I roll a D8 as a narrative dice, and you have to be or equal me. This will be minor consequences if you fail.
Very well.
Okay. What did you get? Yes.
4. First roll of the day.
Yeah. Igorina takes in the deep breath. Chest expands, and then
her chest expands actually slightly more than you'd think. Mm-hmm. Just a little bit unnervingly
stretches and stitches.
Stretchy. And yes, and she sings, she belts out this, and it's all the ranges, and it's at one point you swear there's 2 voices at once. Mm-hmm. And she's just like, yes, I got that from my mother.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. Yeah, definitely expand. Does it? And because it expands well, like the dragons will many of them stop and like turn, look intrigued. One of them stops, turns, intrigued, crashes into a wall, still comes over. Few of them just straight up fall asleep mid-air and just like start going. The Emmas were drastically catching them as they're like going, okay, good. Yeah. And the rest are just like kind of gathered around, very interested, as they quickly scooped up into their and put into the pens. Some of them like falling asleep, and you can see the Emmas look extremely grateful. And Rosie Devant Mollet, the head, said like, "Oh my God, that was incredible. Have you ever considered a career in helping sick dragons? Volunteering. Less of a career, more volunteering."
I've considered many things, but mostly I would say that it's more helping those who care for the dragons. There are several salves that I have, unguents, as it were, to make sure that people's burns are soothed.
Yeah.
But, always got some spare time if you need it.
One of the dragons is not going into the pen. It has wrapped itself around your leg lovingly and is just like pushing its mouth up to you like a cat trying to like show you a rat it's killed or some other gift. Like it's got something in its mouth it wants to show you.
Oh, yes, little one. Yes, come on. Come closer. Come closer. Who's a good little dragon? Who's a very nice little dragon? Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah.
So, should we get that?
Yeah. You pull it out from this pixie-faced smut, which is a dragon well known for its chaos. As it pulls out it's a scrap of brown cloth is in its mouth.
Oh. Very well. And we'll kind of analyze it. We'll take out from her coat. That's again, it's still technically watch uniform, but it's got a lot more pockets than you'd anticipate. And so she just kind of reaches into one and pulls out a little, like those boxing glove, extendo boxing glove things. Just imagine that like latticed thing, and it's got quite a large test tube on the end of it, and she kind of drops the brown cloth. What is it? Sorry,
cloth. It just looks like some kind of clothing.
And we'll start looking at it and peering at it from every angle. And what information can we glean from this? Using, for instance, say, applied forensics.
Oh, it applied forensics. In that case, literally that would apply. It's a little old. I'll give you a D10.
Ooh, thank you.
Let's go.
While Ina is doing this, Theodora is going to be kind of snooping around the Emmas to see if any of them are wearing any brown clothing.
Yeah. Excellent.
Yeah.
Looking around, trying to like see them. Do you have any traits that you think are very good for like snooping or observing or anything like that you'd want to use in this?
Well, I've got my core is everyone's guilty of something. So I'm just kind of looking around, just looking for guilt in every corner.
Excellent. In that case, I'll give you a D12.
Woohoo!
Nice.
Use my Rune Fable D12.
Ooh. I bet those dice are amazing. I hope someone wins some.
I hope it's me, because I really like mine. I'd like some more. I rolled an 8, Chirag.
Ooh, with an 8. I got a 5, which means you're like going around suspiciously. None of them are wearing brown cloths. They're wearing like all of them are like wearing mostly dark leathers, some whites. But you are just like watching around. There is like this kind of looking around. There is some something suspicious that you, a few things that you kind of like notice, like they're wondering about like guilt or that kind of thing. You see that the Rosie, like even after you've like kind of go away, she keeps pulling out a small looks like a letter, like a folded one that's like red parchment, and like as you get closer, you can be like sprayed with perfume, and like your senses are triggered, like the way she's looking at it, thing like secret admirer going on, that she's like nervously trying like kind of hide, because it's like there's some kind of like definitely affection and vibe, but also you're getting the vibe of guilt. Something your senses, both trained as the Beggar's Guild and also City Watch, is just like compiling that there's some secret here, something that this woman's hiding involving that.
Is that a letter of confession to the crime?
Ooh. She's like, what crime? No crime, nothing at all. Just she like looks. No, it's just there's been this very handsome young man who's been like coming around these last few weeks, and he's just such a sweetheart. Behind him, you can see some of the other Emmas are like doing gagging sounds, like and like someone like doing like she talks about him a lot, like and he's so sweet and so amazing, this JJ, and he just like would write these like sweet, he's like sweet, incredible poetry, and he's been coming these past few. She like passes it over to you. You look at it, and it's just like generic poetry. It is like a pop song where the name could just be replaced by anybody. You are pretty sure you've heard this song sung at the bar, but they've replaced the name with Rosie just there. Like there has been no thought in this in the slightest.
It's the West Elm Caleb of Ankh-Morpork. This is terrible.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Cliff is going to approach the lady who's sort of in charge, and say, "Yes, Rosie, thank you. Madam, we did not mean to snoop into your personals. However, it would be very useful now that the dragons have been lulled beautifully to sleep by Igorina, who once told me she had the lungs of an opera singer. Clearly, this is the case. That perhaps you could tell us any details you could share about the nature of the break-in, so that we might investigate further."
Yeah, of course. Well, I'd be happy. And then suddenly one of the Emmas shrieks. They're like, "They're gone! What? 12 dragons are missing! What?" And then looks over. She's like counting the pens. And like, wait, no. What are those ones? Like, no, we included the ones that exploded. Even not counting those, even like there, 12 dragons are unaccounted for.
Oh dear.
This
To lose
is very-
one dragon is a tragedy. To lose 12, well, you know what they say.
What did
I
they say?
don't.
While this is going on and while they're panicking, Theodora is going to take an evidence bag out of their pocket and try and palm the letter off Rosie and put it in an evidence bag.
Yeah, that's easy enough. She's like distraught and like taking it over. It's like taking the letter and actually looking at it, getting a proper look at it. Like most of it is again generic pop song, and then at the end it says like, "I'd love to hear more about dragons," which is the only line that's not from a pop song. And then JJ. Yeah.
With the brown cloth. Sorry. Did I get anything from the brown cloth? I have rolled.
You haven't rolled. What'd you get?
Sorry. Yes, I've rolled an 8. If that helps.
It does, because I rolled a 7.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah, you're doing advanced forensics on it, and it is clear this is cloth from trousers, because of your advanced skill with forensics.
And stitching.
Definitely workman trousers. Like this is clearly someone who. This is not like a fancy man trousers. This is like a workman's. In fact, your level of forensics are pretty clear. These are male trousers. It doesn't mean a man was wearing these when it was on, but these are. You can just tell by the fit that these were trousers designed for men, as opposed to like trousers designed for women, you can just like sense in the stitches, in the DNA, the laws that allow them to have decent sized pockets.
Yes, well,
Yeah.
So we've got them brown trousers. Oh dear.
I respect a nice deep pocket.
Don't we all?
Indeed. I am clear to see that you are very distressed, madam and madams, such that each time I attempt to question you, further disaster does unfold. Therefore, I must ask, is there anyone else who has been here recently from whom we could take a statement? Perhaps the gentleman who has written you this very original and beautiful poetry.
Yes, who is this? Yeah.
They like look over and they say, well, Rosie, like let's see about it's only a couple, I think. There's JJ. He's staying at the I don't know where he's staying, but I would often meet him in the Lamp and Needles these last two weeks, and we would speak quite nothing. But he's never visited. He's never come. I'd like, he feels like he is here. You wouldn't stop talking about it. And again, gagging motion from behind from the Emmas. And besides that, there was a reporter from the Times who was snooping around. I was like, he wasn't snooping. They're reporters. All they do is snoop. That is what reporters do.
He probably did it.
Yeah. Reporter from the Times. He was around this morning, but I had to get rid of her until we could sort out the dragon problem was happening. So we had to get rid of her.
What was her name?
I didn't ask. Just know that it was a female reporter, a human from the Times.
You can't trust a journalist.
Mm-hmm.
They have too many fancy parties and are not very given to the good citizens of Ankh-Morpork.
Yes. Speaking of the good citizens of Ankh-Morpork, thank you, Taylor Navarre, for donating £25.
Yay! Thanks, Taylor.
Thank you. Thank you, Taylor.
All right. So back to how journalists are terrible. Yeah, 100%. Okay. Well, besides that, yes, those are the only two that had come to mind.
Was the establishment locked before the overnight? And are there any other ways in to get the dragons?
They should the only people with, of course, this place was locked. We don't want the dragons to get out normally. The only people with keys to the sanctuary are myself, Rosie, Lady Sybil Vimes, who you all know is out of the city on business, and the proprietor of Nobblers and Sons, which is a coal dust where they get their coal dust delivered. They have the key so they can come in and deliver the coal dust, which swamp dragons need to, keep themselves, steady, calm. It's like nutrients for them. It's part of their thing to stop them from, exploding.
Was there any sign of forced entry?
They're like, I don't think so. One of the Emmas gets suddenly concerned and holds up a cage. Like, guys, I was like, they're missing. Who? Gunter. And then every single one of them faces go white. Oh no, not Gunter. Not Gunter. The other one holds their head in pain. Not Gunter.
Who's Gunter?
Gunter is a very sick swamp dragon. And they have a pixie-faced smut that needs extra care and attention from its owners. And if they do not receive their nutritional additives within exactly 8 hours, he will explode.
Oh no.
Oh.
Then it seems we have a time limit, friends. We will investigate this heinous crime, and we will recover your dragons, the unexploded ones, to the best of our ability, madam and madams.
Thank you so much. One of the Emma's like, it was hard enough losing Smokey, but Gunter? Oh no. She goes,
oh, there. It's okay.
Yeah.
On our way out, to follow all of these great leads we have. We really appreciate any donations that you could put towards the ongoing the safe running of the Ankh-Morpork City Watch.
Theodora, we have discussed this. Mr. Vimes has requested that you not try to top up salary with tips during investigations, only at the end.
Yes, that's normally a kind of a tip situation from what I gather. But I feel like I trust you. Tell you what, and we'll drop a little copper in your hand as well. As I say, just for now.
No, Constable Cliff is right. I'm just not used to working for people. Just normally just kind of no. She just continues to mumble into her hands and gives it back.
It is all right,
Oh.
Theodora. You are doing very well. Watch business is difficult business. And Cliff will pat you, he thinks, gently on the shoulder, but his hand is made of rock. So,
Oh.
So where shall we go? The lamp and needles, or maybe the Times?
So we have so in terms of leads, haven't we got? We've got the journalist.
We've got Nobblers and sorry.
I was going to say Nobblers and Sons have got a key, so they've got a way of getting entry. We've got the JJ lead to follow. He was in the Lamp and Needles, yeah?
Yeah.
Yes.
and the Lamp and Needles is quite close by, isn't it?
Lamp
Just
and
across
Needles
the
is on
street.
this street.
So, should we start there?
Might as well.
Sounds
Right.
like a plan.
Okay. You guys are heading off that way to the Lamp and Needles. There's a heading out the Emma's and Rosie. Thank you for all your help. One of the dragons that was like holding onto your legs is still like following you along. You have the option of just like sneaking it or just like leaving the dragon behind.
I'll definitely sneak it. It reminds me of my pet mongoose, which of course is a mongrel and a goose that have been stitched together.
What
And
else
that's
could it be?
my Mr. Whiffles. So it reminds me of Mr. Whiffles.
Perhaps we can name him Mr. Sniffles.
Yes, I think that would be for the best. Come along, Mr. Sniffles. Join us. I mean, let's go. Oh,
Okay.
yes, come along, Sniffles.
Oh, you will be an invaluable asset, Mr. Sniffles. We will get you a city watch scale to pin to your chest.
You guys head out. As you can see, the Lamps and Needle. It's a very historic pub, which means the front of it leans out way too dangerously. But because it's historic, it doesn't need to follow the same rules and safety regulations a lot of other buildings need to do. Why is it historic? Excellent question. It is shut currently because it's very early morning.
Knock, 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 knock. But it's slightly arrhythmic, so knock, 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 knock.
As you're like doing it,
City
Sniffles
Watch.
bangs his head as well to like join in with the arrhythmic knocking.
Oh, bless you.
Yes.
Oh.
You see, I'm coming. No, honey, I'm coming. No, I'm getting it. I'm getting like, no, you will not. You will go get yourself a cup of tea for our guests. Like, oh, you get a cup of tea, you wonderful bat. And they're like good-naturedly bantering each other. You see, both of these elderly couple opens the door together. They are dressed in like their nightgown. You see an older couple, like equivalent of like 60s or so. They like a little short, little cute as they like come in. Each of them with small glasses as they look up at you. It's like, hello, City Watch. Ah, Marla, why are they here? Did they find out about the crimes? They're like, no, we aged out of that crime. Remember?
Good morning.
You admit it.
Mm-hmm.
You're under arrest.
Oh, yes, we will get to that. First, quickly, hello. Sorry to
Hello.
bother you so early in the morning. I do not think you can age out of crimes. Do you know where we might find a gentleman who goes by the name of JJ?
JJ? I look inside. It's like, oh, would you like to come? Like, oh, come in. I can't hear you. And I was like, they want Ray Ray? I think they want Nene. Who do they want?
No.
And they're like going into the house and letting you follow after them.
We should definitely arrest them after this, Theodora. You have good instincts.
Yeah, I mean, we should find out what crime they've committed first.
Oh,
Right.
good thinking.
See,
I
this
like
is-
the cut of your
This
jib.
is why we work together. It's good. It's good instincts, you know. Do we get a whiff of that same perfume smell from any of the seats as we pass by?
Yeah, as you're entering the tavern, it's a what's it called? There's a huge variety of like armchairs in this like the tavern. This kind of like a tavern, relaxing kind of thing. House, like large one. There's like a little bar inside. You're like going in. It's like it's warm. It's musty. Just like gently sniffing around. No, nothing that smells like that. Smells like that perfume in question as you guys are coming in. They like look over it. It's like so. They're like, oh, what can I help you? What can I help you with? Bloody Mary, or you have some rum and gin? Gin and rum?
Igorina.
Oh.
Cannot trade before legal opening hours. You're under arrest.
Oh, that's fine. We're not. We're historic. It's all right.
Yes. That does change things. I will have a cup of slime mold, please.
They like reach under the table, bang the table. Some slime mold falls under the table. Under the bar table, and they hand it to you.
Very kind of you. Now,
I'm used to those. Sorry, yeah.
Your hospitality is greatly appreciated, but we have a heinous crime which we must investigate.
A hiney time? What's that?
Yes. Have you seen a gentleman by the name of JJ?
They like look at each other a little bit confused. And it's clear they're hard of hearing. They're struggling to understand what you're saying. Do you want to do it? You're just like speaking very. So you're just going to try and communicate with them.
I am going to attempt, actually, to pull out from the pockets of my uniform trousers a very tiny chisel and just tap out quickly onto the rock of my forearm the question I'm trying to ask. Where can we find a gentleman named JJ?
They look over. They look at it and they're like, I'm like, JJ. Oh, it must mean that. Oh, they must mean that deadbeat. I'm like, right, the deadbeat. Hold on. And they like slowly going, their hips sounding more solid and stoned than the troll. Just like as they go in. Like, yes. This guy was so broke. He tried to pay. Yeah. He tried to pay for his last round of drinks with this, and like reaches under the table as they pull out a strange brass device. It looks a cross between like a telescope and a pocket watch, and like hands it to you. Like,
Was
I will take
he
it.
wearing brown?
brown, like yeah, he wore brown trousers.
We found our criminal.
Yeah.
What was his name?
Or at least someone who wears
like
brown.
John
trousers.
something.
John something.
John.
An alias. He must
Is-
be guilty.
Yes, is that Mr. and Mrs. Something's child John? Or is that something different?
Oh, Mr. and Mrs. Something on Cable Street.
Yes.
Perhaps a lead to follow. However, something does not usually begin with J, as I recall.
Sometimes the J is so soft it's silent.
Good begging on Cable Street.
The Silent J.
I do like. I mean, I could get some pastries nearby, I'm sure. But anyway, sorry. What is the device there?
Oh, yeah. Anyone who's good with technology or anything can try and make a roll to identify it.
I don't know if applied forensics can work on this. If I'm because it's more engineering than.
All right, I'm gonna make an argument. Oh well, I'll let you resolve the forensics roll first, though.
No. Tell me your argument.
Okay, so Constable Cliff, he is simple but not stupid, and I would like to argue that perhaps he has hidden depths. And you might not think that a troll made of rock is good with technology, but he's not stupid. He's done his homework.
I'll give you a D10.
I like it. I like it.
A D12, did you say?
Huh?
He also grew up with human parents, so he's got a bit of a different understanding than regular trolls do.
True.
You know what? I'm feeling bullied. I'm going to raise it to a D12. Let's go.
Hey. Oh, I misheard you. I'm sorry. Was it not supposed to be a D12?
It was a D. It's fine. Your friends
pressure
argued on your
works,
behalf. Let's go.
I was just channeling the innkeepers by not hearing you properly.
Thank you.
D12. That is a 7.
I rolled a 3. So, you're looking at it, and this device is, dummy. You can recognize what this device is. This is a theodolite, which, if you are out of character, your character definitely knows what it is. But in case anyone doesn't know, it's a precise optical instrument used to measure angles between visible points in horizontal and vertical planes. It's used for construction and civil engineering works. And as you're looking at it, there's an inscription on it. As you can see, just glaring at it, and it says, where'd it go? On the inside are the words "stone on stone."
Stone on stone.
On stone.
Don't troll about stone. Do you reckon? Is that something? Is that a troll thing?
It is something that young trolls shout before high-fiving, but I do not know if that is relevant here.
Stone on stone.
Was John something here last night at this establishment?
They look at it. They go on and say "Was he?" And "Was he here?" And then they're telling, "Who? John? Ron? Not Ron. John. Why are we talking about Ron?" And there's this go back and forth. And then eventually the two of them say, No, I don't think he was here. I don't think he was here. No, he was here last night. Remember? He was there. He was complaining. That's why he gave us this. I'm yes, that's why. He couldn't pay for his drinks he couldn't pay for his drinks last night. He kept saying that he owed Mrs. Etten his last $1. Which
Mrs. who?
Etten.
Interesting.
Mrs. Etten.
Was he here all night?
They're no, but no, I don't think so. They're we should. We closed. Yeah, we kicked them out before midnight.
Did we make note of what time the break-in was?
No, whenever I tried to ask, more dragons caused mischief. But perhaps Igorina had heard.
I did not. I definitely should have checked.
That might have been pertinent information.
Fortunately, we are across the road from the place.
Yeah. You guys would have been told by Samuel Vimes that the break-in happened last night. The exact time was exact time's not clear. It would have been last night before early morning, so somewhere in that time period, before sunrise.
Okay.
So not an alibi for him then. He could have had his drinks and then gone and done it.
There was, there's definitely some wiggle room there, as it were. Yes. So, shall we, whilst we decide on this, whilst we figure out who this John something.
Who is Mrs. Etten?
You asking these guys?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
If they know.
Yeah, they shrugged like, I don't know. I don't.
Do you know where John lives?
They like look over and anything like, he said, this John person, that he came here for the best pint in Ankh-Morpork, which is very impressive because he lives in Discworld,
Discworld.
which you know is across the bridge on the other side. It's quite a distance.
It seems odd he would come so far for a pint. Very suspicious.
All right, point right opposite the Dragon Sanctuary.
Our pub is good, you know? Our tavern's going to be featured in the Times, you know? We're going to be in the top
you
18...
heard that comment just fine.
Sorry, you said something about the Times.
Yes. This is Rufus. So, yes, we're going to be featured in the Times being the top 18 most crooked, medium-sized taverns in Ankh-Morpork. That's a big accomplishment.
Yes, when did you learn that?
This morning. This reporter came over. Asked a lot of questions about... Yeah. Told us about it. Asked a lot of questions about the sanctuary.
Did she happen to leave a business card? Or a name?
I don't know what a business card is, but she did leave this, and it's a little business card that has the name Sakarisa The Times. Says it's a journalist.
Thank you for your insights and your slime mold. We are sorry to have disturbed your morning. You have been of great help. One more question. Which crimes did you do?
It's fine. It's not even illegal anymore. Don't worry about it.
We'll be back to arrest you later.
You okay? Other cops have tried. Even the statute of limitations had to go.
That just raises further questions.
Don't you try and get us with your fancy words.
I did not know the statute of limitations was a gargoyle and could move. Interesting information.
The full name on the card is Sakarita Kripstock. It says head reporter, the Times, but the head is penciled in while the rest is,
printed. Nice.
Yeah.
No,
say
the way I
address
see
of
it.
the offices.
The Times is not that far from the Bucket, which is the tavern, the City Watch Tavern. So it's not that far from here.
So the way I see it, we have a couple of options.
Yeah.
Either we... Yes?
Yeah. Dimwell is quite far. It's much farther away than the Times, for example.
Thank you, narrator.
That's what I'm here for.
So I think we either do something that's so newsworthy that the head reporter of the Times would have no choice but to come out, or we go to the offices.
We could go and say we have an interesting story about heads, and therefore they would assign a head reporter.
That would make sense, yes. I have several, if need be.
Is she a suspect?
Surely, Theodora, everyone is a suspect.
I remember my training, and I'm trying to think about... I mean, she obviously had... she was there. Opportunity is there, as did JJ if he was in the vicinity on the night in question. But I cannot think of a motive for the Times lady, or for what I think we need to work out why they might steal dragons.
Well, it might be part of something bigger, but also she'll have information, and all information is good information at this point.
This is true.
I understand your reticence given your extremely reasonable distaste for journalists. Pat pat. However, I think you can be strong, Theodora.
Okay. I just don't. They seem to do an awful lot of work for their living. Don't pass enough of it down to the small folk, but I am a professional and I will go and talk to a journalist.
I believe in you.
Thank you. And Theodora's just going to kind of limp away. Kind of
I was
groveling.
gonna mutter to Igorina, was it not the other leg what she was limping on this morning?
Well, in my experience, sometimes that changes drastically. I believe it comes down to if they're walking with a pronounced limp, or whether it's just that someone misspoke.
Of course, and she is prone to mumbling. This makes sense. Thank you.
Very true. Very true.
Off to the newspapers then, I guess.
Yes,
To
sir.
the paper! That's a terrible thing for a paper press to do. That's a serious malfunction.
Yeah. So, you guys head to Gleam Street in the Scours, which is where the Times is located. Also, the Times, purveyor of truth and knowledge, and also the Bucket, chosen bar after watch. Provide, when you want to forget about those things after a few hard pints. You're heading to the Times?
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way,
Inside-
thank you, Darcy, and also Taylor again. We've now doubled our target.
What?
Amazing. Oh my
Nice.
god. Amazing
good.
people. Thank you, lovely
Amazing.
people.
Thank you. So, as you guys are heading inside, there is the strong, acrid chemical scent of as the news is going, the sound of running machinery, many dwarfs being extremely industrious, very vocal editing, as people are saying, "Where's this for? This is not where a semicolon's supposed to be! I will kill you if you don't learn where the semicolon's supposed to be!" As they're shouting going on over there. "I'll show you a semicolon!" Violence up there in the proofreading section.
This is
As
entirely understandable behavior.
Yeah. I don't think anyone knows where a semicolon's supposed to go. I've only got full ones myself.
As you are coming in, someone stops you as you are approaching. It is Gunilla Goodmountain, who is one of the co-founders of Times. They look at you like, we have a long-standing agreement that members of the City Watch are not allowed to come in. Point to the sign, says City Watchman, not allowed to come in, and then in smaller writing, unless they got a story.
Well, we have quite the story for you. You see, Igorina here is an expert in heads. She has seen many heads and has found an intriguing discovery which we simply must pass on to your head reporter.
Yes.
Sakarissa, I believe, is her name.
Yes.
Okay. Give me a roll to convince them.
One of Cliff's niches is public relations, so I'm hoping he can charm his way in here.
Great.
And we'll happily help out if need be.
Excellent. For public relations, normally D10, because they don't like City Watch, goes to D6, but because that was very funny about the heads, it goes back to D10.
Okay, love it.
So D10 versus my D8.
The rules of this game specify you must do puns or plays on words, which I love about this system. Okay. That was a 7. Rolling a lot of 7s today.
You beat the number, so they said like, "Oh my god, you got a head. We got a head story. We got to get ahead of it. We got to head of this. Come on, where's my head reporter? Come on. And Goodilla Goodmountain, who is a dwarf, who's actually is also in the novels, goes quickly, brings you guys over and like drags you, smaller than you. Well, actually not that much smaller than Igorina. Goes and just almost drags all three of you and Dragon into the room, and then suddenly somehow montage transitioned you straight into the office where Sakurisa Crispa, the head reporter, three huge cigars in the mouth. It's like they're chipping away at at a used typewriter. It's like, Sakurisa, stop the presses. Can't stop the presses, boss. I got a story to tell. It's like, we got a new story. We got to get ahead of this. We got a head story for the head reporter about a head. We need to get a head start on this. Am I getting ahead of myself?
Hey.
Yes. We have several heads available. Should you choose? I mean, whichever one. Each has a story.
All right, give me the head.
All right. We think we've got
right
the
now.
perfect headline for you.
Well,
Love
yes,
it.
if I put them in a row.
Yes.
Okay, you know what? Both of you get luck points. Both of you get
Yay!
Hey.
A luck point. Lovely.
While all my colleagues are, rallying about with the stories about heads, Theodora demeanor is going to change completely and slam her hand down on the desk and say, "Now, see, we know that you're guilty, and it's time for you to confess. We know that you were breaking penitentiary last night, and I don't know what you're trying to play at, but it's not going to fly with us."
They like breathe in all the cigars. They like crumple and like breathe the smoke out in front of you. Like, I ain't confessing nothing. What am I not confessing about?
We know that you stole them dragons last night. I don't know what, but I'm going to find out what it was.
Okay, make a roll to get it to talk up. Are you using anything? Any traits that apply?
Well, I mean, Theodora can do all the funny voices.
Agreed.
Thinks everyone is guilty of something.
100%.
And is being undercover.
Did you change outfits?
Coming out.
What are you undercover as?
As a private investigator working with the Watch that has already found all of the evidence and is just coming to try and get a confession.
Oh.
What does your private detective outfit look like?
Just a cloth draped over the top of the disguise. Just a kind of blanket cape wrapped around the guard uniform.
I'm convinced. D100.
I love it. So
There it is.
The D100 isn't part of the rules. We're putting it in because Lou has one.
63.
5.
Yay!
Yay!
Good thing you had that. Yeah. So with that, so listen here. I was trying to find out I was over there trying to investigate this lovely pub for 2 reasons. One, investigating the pub, put it in the newspaper. We always need something for that, and also because we wanted to speak to Rosie. Wanted to do a column about swamp dragons. Don't you know? Raising swamp dragons is what all the big here-do's and wanna-do's and wanna-be Emmas want to be doing. All the fancy ladies want to have a little swamp dragon they put in their purse. Not only is it fashionable, also if they get mugged, it's an explosive.
That does
So
sound very
who
useful.
could use 12 swamp dragons?
12 swamp dragons? 12 swamp dragons have gone missing?
I didn't say
No!
that. How did you know there were 12 that went missing?
Because you gave me a head start on a great story. I'm liking you.
It's stupid, I like it.
Anyway, but yeah, when I went over there to try and talk to him, there were a bunch of dragons running about. And you know what else? Yeah. And I was trying to find out, trying to ask them questions, but they were all talking about these concerns like, we're busy, and a dragon's eating my head. bunch of wusses think they're covering something up. That's what I'm thinking about. So I did some snooping.
What
Did you know?
time was this?
About
Yes, we've been burned by this before with the dragons.
the dragon in question, looking innocently as if he wasn't trying to set fire to something earlier. Mr. Sniffles.
Great little squitch beneath Mr. Sniffles' chin.
Yeah. I was checking over, and I was wondering who could have done this if there was who could have done this. Noticed the gate was open. That's how I got in.
It was open.
Yeah. And then I saw their coal dust. Their coal dust was empty. They usually get full of coal dust. So I went over to investigate who buys them the coal dust. Nobblers and Sons. And I was investigating, trying to get a story, but they wouldn't open the door. Bunch of ingrates. How dare they? They're trying to keep something away from the news. Don't they understand? The people deserve to know. The people deserve to know. Can I get some more cigars? I'm just on ashes here. You see a large, the iconographer, Otto Creek, who is a vampire, just like floats into the room and just passes over some more cigars. Yes. Is anything else? I'm like, no, get out of here.
Mr. Otto, while you are here, I am a great fan of your work. Your photography is second to none. I don't suppose you happened to be present at the Sunshine Dragon Sanctuary and take any photographs?
Yeah. None. Who's none? I will show. None. No. Where? Hold on. She like, I did take some pictures. 1 second. Goes over to a big collection of photographs and just like.
Let me help you with that, Master, Sir.
Thank you very much. This is quite kind of you.
Of course, it's nothing, Master, Mister, Sir.
Yeah. She like opened it up, and you can see, as you're like looking there is photographs of where the lots of photographs are there. You see photographs of the dust barrels in question. You see Saturnina's like leaning over, opening up to show that it's that's empty. But you can also see there is marks in the ground nearby that looks like you might have missed it while you were like traveling. Looks like chariot mark, like the wheels, like a cart or a chariot, or like those kind of wheels marks like in the ground that seems to be covered, that they're leaving dust marks. So that's very strange that you can see them like leaving the place, and they're clearly fresh because by the time you guys had arrived, you didn't notice anything like that. Which means the dust might have gone away, might have done these kind of things. So you're like noticing that there was a cart here. It had dust on it. It left, but didn't bring any dust, any coal dust.
Are the photos time-stamped?
No, but they are from. They tell you it was about, and when they tell you the time, it was about an hour, maybe an hour and a half before you showed up.
Cliff will lean towards Otto's camera and just say to the imp inside, "Thank you for your service to this watch investigation." Lean back.
The tiny imp just like gives up. You could hear it just like knock of, in I don't know what the term is, but gratitude, like it understood you. And then it's like, can I? Yeah. Would you like a photo for the paper?
I couldn't dare to dream, Master, Mister, to dream that someone as great as yourself would take a picture of someone like me. But these two look very good. They're very photogenic.
I do not photograph well. The flash tends to interact poorly with my smile made entirely of gleaming diamonds.
Oh.
Yeah. Everyone's trying not to be photographed. Like, they smile in 1, 2, 3.
It's completely blinding.
Yes, your face is completely blinded by like the teeth. Theodore's hiding, and then Igorina's in that position. Okay, good.
Looking good.
All right. well, I don't know what you. Yeah, it's like, and like Sakurina's like, well, I don't know what lead you guys are on, but I am convinced that I've got this case. I got this case all figured out. And she's like typing away on the article.
If that is true, then you've got a Telesaurus entrapment.
Those are like, is that right? Like, they keep changing the laws. We gotta ask the statute of limitations. I feel like he'd know. Like,
We are the law.
I mean, in a way, yes.
Yes. Yeah, in a minor way. In a more real way, we look at the picture of the patriarch. Fuck, I've got his name now.
Havelock Veterinary, you mean?
That's the one, Veterinary. That's the one. They look at the picture of Veterinary that's just like glaring down at the press, as he is wont to do. He hasn't criticized. He hasn't controlled the press, but this picture's reminding them that he could at any point. So
As much as it pains me, I do not think a journalist committed this crime. But it seems like the people over at Nobblers and Sons were there. It seems mighty strange that there was no coal dust this morning, despite the fact that a wagon had clearly arrived and that the gate was open when the evil journalists arrived.
I agree. I think we have made good headway here, and it is time we headed off.
Hey, yeah, this is like, hey, we take offense to that. We're not. Yeah, how dare you say that? Otto's not evil. She points over at Otto. Like, I'm just misunderstood. Hides behind the camera. The imp grins. They can see through the lens and like points at himself as if to say, I am evil.
Janus the rat gives him a little high five.
Goes into the camera, gives the imp a high five, sneaks out. Yeah. As you're suddenly there's like a ring sound. It's like, what? Grabs over the Ankh-Morpork equivalent of those like, not like a proper telephone, but just like the internal ones that they're calling. Like, what? Right now? Fire? In Dimwell? Miss it? In the boarding house? All right. Thanks for the word. And like sounds like, well, all right. I'm getting a scoop. It's a whole new story. No, whole new story. Burning right now. Got it. And like gets up, ready to go.
Are you getting? Are you getting a cab? We could share the cab fare.
Roll to convince this journalist who you have said is evil and clearly dislike that you want to share a cab. Do you have anything that you want to roll that you think applies here? Because right now you're at D4.
I've got an innocent face.
And
She's a
to be
beggar,
honest,
it's what
I
she
am.
does.
And to help
And also,
out,
I'm a
I'm
beggar.
unbelievable.
So I'm expecting things to be given to me for nothing.
I'll give you a D6 for that. Let's go.
I think that's very ungenerous. How about if I say, we'd very much like you to take us with you, please. We'd like it you very, very much. Thank you.
Does the journalist care about? Let me look at her stats. If anyone tells me what gentility means.
Well, if you're genteel, you're kind of noble bearing.
You know what? That's fair. So, you know what? I'll give you the D10. Why not?
Yeah.
Good begging, Lou. You begged him up
Well
to a D10.
Very good. Very good.
That's a 10, baby!
Yeah.
Great.
I got very scared because obviously it's a 0 on a D10. I'm just like, oh no! Oh yes.
Yeah, I got it. I got a 2, so that works.
You can't get a 10 on a D8, can you?
Usually not.
Yeah, usually not.
It's
I could
rare.
try it. Yeah, I could make a reroll, but I can't get a 10 on a D8, so it doesn't matter. Let's go. It's like, fine, we can share a cab. Otto. Yes, I understand. Goes down, hails a cab, which is just like a cart. Gets under the cart, Otto like holds onto the under the car so that there's room for the three of you and the dragon.
Oh,
Sorry,
no,
four of you
please,
and the dragon.
please, no, by all means, Mr. von Schlick, please, go sit. I'll stay underneath here.
Please, Von Greek was my father. Come. And like, there's room for both of us down here.
Oh, very well.
Cliff steps aboard the car, and the weight of it pushes so that Otto and Igorina are just skimming the ground so dangerously.
Yeah. Little dragon just like tapped, licks your head affectionately, but is not going to go underneath the car. Underneath the car and climbs on top. No. So yeah, you guys head off to make your way to the. You guys are heading to. Did you guys want to head to Nobler's Son and the fire in Dimwell is in the same direction, but Nobler's and Son is, you could take a right and get there first. Do you want to go with them, with the head reporter all the way to the fire, or do you want to go to Nobler's and Son, like ditch them and head to Nobler's and Son?
This might be the fastest way for us to get to Dimwell.
Yeah.
But,
And if there's a fire, there might be dragons who we need to recover.
Might be more pertinent to the more immediate danger.
Yeah.
How are we doing on
think-
time? How long's it been since?
I'm just about to go into a transition, and we're going to stop for time. Then we're going to.
Oh,
stop
no, I
for a
meant
break.
in game.
In game.
8 hours.
We had 8 hours.
We have 8 hours.
We've
got less than 24 hours.
Yeah, I know. The narratives are very concerned. You've spent about just getting around here. It took you an hour and a half. So, did you want to do anything? You don't want to do anything at the bucket before you head off to this fire.
We're probably
no,
gonna.
I'm very afraid of Sergeant Angua. So
That's right.
Yeah.
100%.
She says I smell funny.
Yeah. Right.
But yeah, and I think Dimwell's more pressing, and we're gonna have to come back this way anyway.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. So yes, you guys head across. Head out there. Go the product as you guys travel across the Misbegot Bridge. An old kind of crumbling kind of brick bridge. It needs some work done. As you guys are crossing the what's the name of it? River Ankh. All the landmarks as you guys are going across, avoiding the traffic, avoided the random encounter roll as you guys make your way over to this burning building. And we will be back in 10 minutes after this break. Yay! Break. Get your bio break. Hug your dragons. Say hi to your grandmother, and we'll see you in 10.
Woo!
Bye. Hello, welcome back to Science and Sorcery, where we're playing Discworld, and also raising money for Alzheimer's Research UK. We have really crashed through, all our donation goals, but there's still a chance for you to donate and win some fantastic Rune Fable dice, and even a pledge for Discworld, and even more dice. Do it for the Matchbox and for a good cause.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm here with incredible
Look
crew,
at
and
them.
we are very happy to get going as our adventurers. Our members of the City Watch, actually, not adventurers. They're too underpaid to be considered adventurers. Are
Not
going.
part of the guild.
Split the cab fare with a reporter from the Times to head off to a burning building to investigate, to wonder if there is a connection between this burning building in Dimwell and the 12 missing dragons that was stolen earlier this morning.
It was very much split.
Yes.
We staked our way out
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
Exactly. It's fine. So, as you guys are traveling across the Misbegot Bridge, you guys head over to Dimwell. As you arrive on Nintendo Way, the cobbles are uneven, and there's a thick smell of smoke as the carriage is going past this gawping crowd. Because as with any big fire, there's always a bunch of people who just like gawking and want to see it. Because before Nintendo, people had to do what they had to do for entertainment. There's a lot of people who have gathered to watch this building go on fire. A column of smoke is erupting from the third floor of the building, and a line of golems are piling up a small pile of burning possessions in the street. The reporter leaps out, and with Creek, the vampire, pulls himself out from underneath the carriage, goes over, gets his pictures like, excellent, all right, fantastic. We are in front of Mrs. Eaton's boarding house, everybody. So get into the picture, get this excellent shot. And she's talking as if the camera can record, audio, which it cannot. But she's just really vibing right now.
Igorina is immediately going to kind of rush into the burning building, probably slightly stumbling and tripping over herself whilst doing so, and will be calling in saying, "If the City Watch, is everyone all right?"
Yeah. As you go in, you can see several golems. They step aside for you to go in as they are going in and
Thank you very
grabbing.
much.
Are they uniformed golems? Are they golems associated with any particular, or are they just civilian golems?
They appear to be. It doesn't say what the equivalent the firefighters are, but they are basically doing that kind of job.
They're from
They're
from the Ankh-Morpork Fire Department.
There we go. Yes, the AMFD. Yeah. They're going in, and you can see a more red than the fire, a red-faced woman is going over there, got her hands on her hips, and says what? It's the City Watch. Finally, what are you planning to do about to fix my boarding house? Fix this issue?
Hello, Mrs. Etten. We are more about arresting the arsonists than undoing the damage.
Excellent. I am
We
confident.
can arrest the fire.
Yeah. They look over. The golems stop and they look to see how you're going to do that for a second before resuming their programming. Well, don't worry. I am sure I know who the arsonist is. It must be the dwarfs.
Ah,
Dwarfs are usually guilty.
well, now we have
That's
come
where
a
we're
long
going
way
with that.
in troll-dwarf relations.
Everybody's guilty of something.
And in this modern age, we do not profile dwarfs. What reason could you have to accuse a particular people for causing this fire, Mrs. Eaton?
I'm just saying. The city used to be far safer before folks started burrowing under everything and causing trouble.
I see. I'm afraid that you are not so useful because you are bigoted. I am going to cease speaking to you and investigate further.
I
Let's
think-
all just walk off into the building.
Yeah.
Yes. Excellent. That's cool.
So Igorina will be going kind of floor by floor. We'll start like going up, saying, "Is everyone clear? Is anyone still around?"
Do you have any traits that you think would be good in like going into a burning building?
2 left feet with the heart of a lion, I think. Running in, tripping over, and also I think as a separate thing, maybe helping fight the fire with spray it, don't say it. So to try and make sure that there's a way of putting out the fire with any water to hand. She will, of course, spray it.
I was going to say D6, and you said spray it, not say it. And I'm like, yep, 100% D10. We rolled D10s today.
Yeah, buddy.
We doing it.
Okay. Fun thing about a D10. When it comes up 0...
That means a 10.
That doesn't mean 0. I keep forgetting that. So
Same.
it's not 0.
It's not. You can't roll a 0.
So I think that's a 10.
Fantastic.
Hey.
Excellent. So, on a 10, you're easily able to get in. You're like fires everywhere. You're spraying it, and the fire's like dimming down. You're also going in you're also going in, our brave troll.
Yes.
What are you doing to get through the fire?
I'm going in to lend encouragement and support to the golems who are doing such great service to the city. I'm just kind of keep walking up and down and be like, "You are doing an excellent job. Thank you. Is there anything I can be doing to assist you? I am made of stone, so not too concerned about fire in general." And just giving them a big smile, shaking their hands. They're trying to like move furniture and stuff out, and he's just shaking their hands warmly, and just really giving them some good encouragement to fight this fire.
Okay, that's fine. Don't trolls act weird in heat? Like they slow down a lot in heat? Or am I misremembering
That's
that?
a very fair point. So probably it is getting more and more incoherent as he's just doing a very good job. Yep.
Yeah. So roll the d4 for me.
Then it's just a job.
A D4, even with my face of the group niche.
Normally you would be able to do. Golems don't need much encouragement, Golems do what golems do. So normally it would be a D6 for your encouragement, because you cannot even get it out because you are slowly, slowing down as life goes in fast forward. It is a D4.
No, that's fair. Cliff believes very strongly people are not things, so he treats golems as people, but he is getting a little bit too hot. I rolled a 1, so.
I rolled a 2. So that's
whoa, okay.
we get our first consequence.
So I'm just still shaking this one golem's hand who's clearly trying to do something useful.
Yeah,
And I'm just, you are very to be an excellent encouragement in all of your endeavings and your what's-its-nows.
Yeah. After a while, you stop moving. The golem doesn't quite know what to do, picks up your still body and uses it to put out some fires as it is going in. So take the please take the minor consequence. Blackened with soot. Because I don't think you can actually burn, but you are sooty.
I'm just going up and down. Thank you. Very happy to help.
Yeah. Meanwhile, what's Theodora? Is Theodora also going inside, or is Theodora watching from the outside?
Theodora is not going inside. Theodora is moving. Theodora's going to have a word with Janus the rat, first of all, and is going to set him down on the ground and have him kind of circle the building, watch the exit, see if anybody runs out that tries to sneak off or anything like that. And while Janus is kind of watching that, Theodora is just going to kind of just kind of percolate through the crowd. Beggars often go unnoticed and use their eyes and ears, and very good information gatherers for that purpose. So they're listening for any gossip, anything about what's going on.
Yeah. Great. give me a roll with your trait that you think applies. Your best friend, the rat, also applies if you want to use that trait. If you've got any more, let me know.
Yes, I mean, yeah, friends with Janus the rat, obviously. Yeah, I mean, the Beggars Guild background.
D10's good enough. Let's go with that. So you got that. So D10.
All right. D10. Ooh, that's a 4.
I also got a 4. So you get a success and a failure. So, 2 things happen because we're dealing with 2.
So there's a way of re-rolling, and I've forgotten how I do that.
Luck point.
Luck points.
Yeah, luck
Yeah,
point.
you can use a luck point to basically re-roll for a friend, but also you can use a luck point. If the test failed, then one PC in the scene can spend 1 luck to help, but that means that the consequence get higher because no one else is technically in the scene with you. They cannot spend luck points to help you out.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sorry, bud.
that is unfortunate. So, but pros and cons. So, you are going, out about trying to spy, not spy, listen. You're paying attention. There's nothing suspicious or weird about that.
Nothing illegal about paying attention.
Exactly,
Yeah.
you get it. As you are going around trying to figure this out, you notice, there's some nattering, some mutterings about stuff. You see a bunch of the things in the building that are on fire have been brought out and have been brought into a pile out so that they're stopping the fire. And it quickly becomes clear, Reese figures it out because not Reese. Igorina figures out once they're inside that the fire is just in one room. Only one room is kind of the source of the fire. So a lot of things are being taken from the one room specifically. And as you notice, well, not you, your rat buddy notices, pulls out a scrap of paper from the slip, and you see it is a pay slip. Most of it is burnt a little bit, but you see John Johnson, and then you see the name of the company, which is Stone on Stone. Yeah. However, as you are doing that, suddenly Mrs. Eaton is getting more and more frustrated that no one's listening to her, no one's obeying, and she is immediately. You can hear her muttering to somebody other, and I bet the city, I bet the city watch is doing this one. I hear that they're working, in collegiate with those those new policies that are going around, the insurance policy, and they're muttering about that, and you feel that a dangerous rumor is starting to spread as more people are muttering, they're spreading around, and oh yeah, I bet the city. Yeah, I think they're spreading it around. I bet they're working with the dwarfs. And there's that gentleman one of them has a dragon, and you can see the little dragon that's following Igorina. Speaking of dragons, Igorina, inside you make your way into the source of the fire, 24B, where some of the golems are, and is anyone in need? Does anyone need anything? And you hear this sound from inside. It looks like a closet, and sound. Doesn't sound human, but it's definitely alive, whatever's in there. Whatever's in the closet.
Just immediately, just kind of we'll go over and say, it's all right, don't worry, don't be scared. Hello?
You open it, and a rather guilty-looking dragon is hiding in the wardrobe. It's got a collar and a very large tag that reads, "My name is Smokey. If found, please return to the Sunshine Sanctuary for Sick Dragons. Please do not feed me under any circumstances."
Hello there, Smokey. It's okay. Was there a bit of a whoopsie? It's okay. Don't worry. All right. Okay, Smokey. Let's get you back. All right?
Okay. Roll to calm down the dragon because it's very agitated, it's very scared. It doesn't know its familiar places. It's very hungry. At this concern. Yeah. How are you?
What am I rolling?
What do you want to roll?
I mean,
what traits
I'd
are you
like
using to calm down
can
the
I
dragon?
roll a 100? I don't think no.
What traits are you using that you think apply to calming or rescuing a dragon?
I mean, the other way worked great last time.
Yes, spray it, don't say it, but I think this is gonna be a stitch in time saves 9. Because if we do this in time, then we save not only the building, we save some dragons, we stop Smokey from exploding.
I think that.
And
Sure.
maybe
Yeah, I'll let it happen.
you're
yeah,
a
that
beautiful
works.
and generous soul. Thank you.
Give it a D10. Let's go.
Oh, you're beautiful. You're so kind. So kind and so generous. And that's a 3.
All right, let's see what I get. I rolled a 1. So yeah, Igorina has become the dragon whisperer, as now they have 2 dragons wrapped around their legs as they stagger out of the building.
I think yeah, it might also have been helped by the fact that she smells of dragon as well as formaldehyde and peppermint and the smell of lightning. It's just that kind of like faint sulfuric smell as well.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, as you're like, they see coming out of the fire with 2 dragons wrapped around your 2 left feet, just like coming out. And there is, even though a lot of the audience believes that you caused the fire, it is still an inspiring sight. And they're like, and the brave vampire, photographer gets a beautiful shot of you coming out of the fire with the rescued dragons that you are pretty sure will be on the Times, at least page 4.
Nice.
There we go. I mean, page 3 is reserved, as you know, but page 4.
I think we should get these very gently back to the sanctuary.
Can I request that the golems pass me out of the building behind? And I'm just going, wee.
There's like a wee. They drop your body. One gets a bucket of coldish water and puts it over you, so you can start moving again.
Oh, thank you, my good associate and friend, for the hydration. You're gone already. Goodbye. Thank you.
There's a dragon there
Oh,
Where?
on your leg.
Oh, yes, of course. Everyone, this is Smokey.
Oh,
They
that's
had a
one
little.
down, 11 to go.
I mean, if these trends continue, we'll have them all by the time one explodes. By which point there'll be fewer. So
Yes.
swings
Yay.
and I
You have-
don't.
You have 5 hours left.
We have 5 hours.
I think
I
we
mean-
have a good idea where to look next, do we not, friends?
Yes, I think the old Nobblers and Sons nearly said something disgraceful there for a second.
I still am struggling to think about what motive there is for someone to steal dragons. Are they cross with the sanctuary, or with the one of the nice people who run it, or are they using it for their exploding purposes, or are they getting revenge, or are they going to use them for nefarious means? I can't understand. We're following a trail, but I still do not understand why the trail has been set.
I
I
had
think-
thought that perhaps, given what we have learned about the trendiness of dragons in the upper echelons of the society, perhaps Mr. JJ had hoped to sell it for some money.
We know that he was hurting for coin. He should do what any respectable citizen does and ask other people for it and expect nothing in return.
You are absolutely right. If only he had fought to be as noble in profession as yourself, Theodora.
You mean a respectable member of the watch, I'm sure.
Absolutely, of course. Yes.
Yes, of course. I think, yes, before... So since we've been following this trail of breadcrumbs, do we feel like we've got a bit more of a loaf at this point?
We do not have time to loaf, Igorina. We are on the clock.
Yes, of course. My apologies. Yes, sorry. You're
Why?
Take
wonderful.
a luck point.
That's... I can't even... Glory, it's too good. It's too good. Yes.
Why?
Yes, of
What
course.
is
No,
the
no.
connection with Nobblers and Sons? Why are they accomplices? Maybe they are going to take a share of the profits.
Well,
Maybe they
had
are in
access.
cahoots.
Yes.
They
There
must
may
be guilty too.
Well, the only way to find them is to investigate.
Just before we go, Mrs. Etten, please, madam, you are so kind and gracious. We wish to know if you know the whereabouts of your resident, Mr. John Johnson. And
John, he is 2 months. He is 2 weeks overdue on the rent. That waste. How? I see that gets very frustrated. I don't know where he is, but if you see him, tell her that I'm kicking him out immediately. Point to the room which is on fire, and he owes me for a room. Yeah.
We have reason to believe he is in connection with a series of crimes and is in fact extremely guilty. And so if he returns to his lodgings, please detain him and call the watch immediately.
I knew he had something dwarfy about that fellow. Absolutely.
All right. Okay. Mrs.
Cliff
Etten,
leans very
Mrs. Etten.
close, and it just dripping with cold water and soot, and just says, "Mrs. Etten, thank you for your help. Unfortunately, as yet, I cannot arrest people for their personalities being a crime. But believe you me, you are closest I have ever gotten. What your step?"
Clutches pearls that don't exist. Oh.
Maybe we could write her up for disturbing the peace. She has, after all, she is the owner of a building that is on fire.
You are right.
The
She
peace
should
has
have
been
been
disturbed.
more responsible and not allowed this to happen.
The city watch is abusing their powers. They're abusing a poor civilian. Quick, photographer, take pictures of this. Looks down and says, "I'm sorry, the imp is on his break." Puts the camera away.
I write her up a fine and say, "Do not tell Mr. Vimes about this paperwork." Shove it into her hands.
This is...
Where would you guys like to go to? You have a few places in mind, I think. There.
I think it's I was about to call it Boggins and Noggins. I don't think it's Boggins and Noggins.
Nobblers
We're going to go to
Sons,
Boggins
where-
and Noggins.
Yes,
We're
Bobblers
going
and
to
Nobblers
Boggins
and
and
Sons.
Noggins.
Yeah.
You head to Nobblers and Sons.
It might be prudent at some point. I don't know where we might not need to, but Stone on Stone, if he's not at home, he might have gone to his place of.
That's
Yeah.
true as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Nobblers and Sons and Stone and Stone are both in Dimwell, so they're both fairly close to you.
Cool.
Nice.
You head off to Nobblers and Sons. Do you want to take the reporter with you, or are you going to leave the reporter behind?
I don't really see any reason to bring her with. So.
Yeah, fair enough.
So
she stays behind.
They've got a fire to
Yeah, they got
They're
stuff to do.
fine.
Yeah, they didn't want to come. They had other stuff to do. They're not jealous or anything.
And
Off you guys
obviously
go
the-
with your
the
two
police
dragons.
operate best without media oversight. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So you guys head to Warfinger Street in Dimwell. You can see Nobblers and Son. It's a neat little shop with fancy brass lettering. Front door is locked, despite all the other business being open. It's getting close to like noon, afternoon now. And you see a troll child is like at the coal shop, like knocking. Like, "This isn't okay. Yeah, come on, open, Mr. Nobbler."
Is everything all right?
see this little troll child, like very small girl, just like looks over and says like, as you come up, she like tries to stand bigger on her tippy toes. It's like, yeah, Copper. Mr. Nobler should be open right now. He has all the best. He's got all the best tasted coal, and he's not opening up. He's supposed to be open, Mr. Nobler. Bangs on the door.
Oh. When does Mr. Nobler normally open?
I've been waiting for 2 hours. Come on, Mr. Nobler.
Oh,
Kicks the door.
no.
Then realizes the cops and like stands up.
No, go for it.
There may be an entirely reasonable explanation, or he might be cowering to hide his guilt. We shall find out. And I'm gonna reach into my pick and pull out Janice. Can you please see if Mr. Nobler is at home, please? And I'm gonna put Janice down to crawl into a crevice and go inside.
He put it
To
down.
see it. Is
Looks
he
over to the
sleeping
door.
in, or is he?
Yeah. Goes over to the door, like puts a nose in, and like it's still tight. Walks around to the back of the building and then squeaks like loudly to get your attention. Squeak, squeak, squeak. Goes around and you see
Immediately go.
the back of the door has been crowbarred open. You also see.
There is a crime here. Someone is guilty.
Are the tracks? Are there coal tracks similar to the ones that were around?
There are large
applied forensics.
There are big wheel rucks behind in the courtyard to show that a carriage or a heavy cart was used here. There is.
That's like the ones at the Dragon Sanctuary.
Yes. So, I don't know what this means. I just made a noise, and somehow I felt like I should back it up with something other than just making noises. Should I? I'll get out my notepad.
Can we send Janice in to scout ahead?
Yeah.
Rather than
Janice,
sort of
Janice
going
goes in.
Yeah.
Janice heads in, sniffing all around, and heads up, sniffs, and like you could like see there's like some fine coal like all around the lower floor, but she like goes up and like sniffs and goes straight up top, up to several stairs, and then she goes up. You can hear her little prunk as like rat bones squeeze their way into the next room, and then big squeaking sounds, squeak, 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 from upstairs.
But this is the watch. You freeze. I'm gonna come. My rat has called for backup. And I'm gonna storm in.
Yeah, I'll follow. Oh wait, I'll turn to the small child and say, "Thank you for your service to the watch. Stone on stone."
Oh, she like, okay, Boomer.
I am very popular with the youth. I am up on all of the lingo. Have a good day. And I'll follow in.
You head in. Upstairs, you can see, and kicking the door down. Well, it's not actually, the door's not locked, but you kick it down for because it's cool. You see a well-dressed, big leather coat, big bearded, dwarven man, fancy hat. He is unfortunately, bedraggled, gagged, tied up, and has a minor case of the murdered.
Oh.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
However, the fact that he's shaking and looking at you makes it very clear that the murder did not take.
Just
What a
because he is nearly dead does not mean he is not guilty.
Very true, but
Not
all the
nearly
same.
dead, recently deceased. As you get close enough, it is pretty clear from the pallor of his skin that this is he has been zombified.
Excuse me, sir. Were you always a zombie?
Are you ungagging? Yeah. Oh, got to get to work. Burning daylight. Not good. Should burn
Um,
coal.
What a waste. I'm so sorry.
Sierra
Normally,
looks
I'd,
like. Go on.
normally I'd help a little more in this situation. What's kind of how did is this Nobler?
Yeah, I mean, Sierra comes in, looks over, is like, yeah, that's Nobler, but he wasn't dead yesterday.
Oh,
I mean, he's
How
barely
did
really
you
dead
get-
now. The door was open. It's crowbarred open. You didn't close it behind you.
no, that's fair. Come on in. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. This is
why I do not trust journalists. They get in a
No, this isn't the reporter. This is the small troll child.
It's the troll.
Yeah.
Sierra.
Yeah, don't be shy.
You could have a bright future in journalism, child.
Or forensics.
Wow, what did I do to offend you?
The journalist had a very similar name. Give me a break.
No, I hate that they both start with S. It annoys me.
How did Nobler die?
You ask? Oh yeah. Give me
I was gonna say, could we ask him?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, do you want to ask or you want to roll it?
yeah, sure. Yeah, I'll look at the wound and then be like, oh yes, of course. How did you die, Mr. Nobler?
Yeah. So as you are looking at it, given the fact that, yeah, he asked him and he says like, annoying ranter. He grabbed me, gagged me, took my keys, kept complaining about golems. And I was like, I don't need your politics. I'm just trying to work. And then gagged me, kept complaining, and then hit. Yeah. Then I kept struggling. Don't know what happened. Turns his head. There's a bruise on his head. You, from your forensic opinion, imagine that's might be the cause. Maybe it wasn't intended to kill him.
No.
Did you see what your attacker was wearing?
Brown jacket, inky sleeves.
Had
Right,
you ever seen this gentleman before?
We would go to the lamp. I went to the lamp and needles after delivering coal dust to the sanctuary. Oh, dragon. Pets the dragon. And this person was there sometimes. He was flirting badly with Rosie.
I wish all other investigations were this straightforward, Mr. Nobler. Thank you for your candor.
Would you like to press charges against your murderer?
Do I have to leave work early?
We can send a watchman to take a statement.
Fine. Got to get back to work. And he gets up.
Just a question, more of a personal question. How many of your organs do you think you could survive without for the moment? And are you willing to donate? Well,
I don't
have
think
a
he
think.
needs to breathe anymore.
Have a think, and we'll pull out a little pamphlet of like, so you're dead, what next? And it's just giving handy hints for organ donation and some of the work that the Eagles do. It's like, you know what goes around comes around, or stops.
You'd be surprised how many livers the City Watch get through every year.
Oh yes.
They drink away their feelings.
It's a way of stopping yourself from acknowledging the void.
And facing the difficult ethical questions about the unfettered power the state has granted us.
Yes, of course, being a militia of some form or another. Which
Indeed.
Yes. Thank you for your time.
Have a lovely day at work, sir.
And he like goes down. And then like Sierra's like, wow, that was really philosophical. Maybe I can be an eagle when I grow up.
No,
Aw.
it's never too early to start. If yes, of course. How steady are your hands?
Like stone on stone.
Oh, stone on. Yes. Yes. Should we pop next door?
It certainly sounds like we know our culprit, and we've identified a possible motive. We know he has opportunity and means with the stolen keys, but we are running out of time, and we need to find him before he uses 10 unaccounted for dragons.
11.
Well, we found. Oh, we haven't found two. We both. Yeah.
No, I just stole one.
Yeah.
That is a lesser crime because, to my knowledge, you have not done any murders.
Honestly, they've got free will. I mean, I'm not going to stop them from doing what they want to do, you know?
This is fair.
I mean, you sound very guilty, but we'll deal with that soon.
That's just how I found. We've talked about this.
Those poor, unsuspecting, fashionable women will not know what has hit them when their handbags explode along with their entire bodies. We must rescue them.
Will no one think of the poor rich women?
Whatever does.
So, where are you guys heading off to next?
Stone on stone?
It's gotta be stone on stone, hasn't it?
Stone on stone? Stone on
His-
stone?
We gotta
He's-
find this John Johnson character.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was going to say we either need to. It's either needs to be somewhere where he's going to be storing the dragons, which possibly is in his workplace,
Mhm.
or he has gone somewhere to try and move the dragons on. Because I don't know. We don't know whether he knows that the dragons are going to explode in 8 hours. So he might, if he does know, he might be trying to move them on quickly and make his money before they explode. If he doesn't know, he might be keeping them to more surreptitiously and slowly pass them out in the black market to fashionable ladies of Ankh for a handbag dragon.
Handbag dragon.
Yeah.
A handbag, if you will.
But I think our only lead, isn't it, is the place of business. So it's probably best to go there.
Okay.
And then we'll start just hitting boutiques.
Yes. Transition. You head to You head
It's
to
incredibly
Waxwick Terrace.
dangerous, is what it is.
Montage. Yes, the time monks are very annoyed about this. You will get a letter in the mail. Warwick's Terrace.
I
in
received
Dimwell.
one years ago.
Yeah. About this very thing. The
Yes.
businesses along this lane, they kind of don't need much advertising. They're businesses that connect the rich and mighty with people who actually do the work. As you arrive at Stone on Stone. It's identical to all the other buildings, except the sign. Inside, you can see it's filled with industrious draftsmen, drafts dwarves, and even a drafts golem. As they are all going around this room, you hear the scratching of quills and things. This is clearly an architecture firm. Yeah, designing and then pairing a bit of
Makes
the
sense.
buildings.
We found
Yeah. You go in and you can certainly see the facilitator comes forward. She's in a jet black suit and with hair. Very sharp-faced woman. She's just like scribbling something down and looks up at you. She's accompanied by a drafts golem who's 8 foot tall with reddish clay that is just like drawing in this large, sketchbook. As she looks over, they're like, "I'm Erica Loft. I'm the facilitator here. Why is the city watch here? Yes, you."
Did it just get colder in here, or is it just? Did someone leave a door open? It's weird.
Yeah. She moves a finger away from you and points at Theodora. Why are you here?
Hi, I have an interest in architecture of all kinds. I was in the Lamb and the Needle last night, and I was talking to this fabulous chap. His name was JJ, and he was telling me all about this lovely new design he was doing. And I just wanted. I feel like we didn't have our conversation come to its conclusion. So I spoke to these two marvelous watch people who told me where he worked, did some lovely investigating for me, did their lovely watch business. Found out that he works here, and I wondered if maybe you could get him so I could talk to him about his designs. I'm feeling really inspired.
Make a roll. Do you say his name?
Yeah.
Okay, John Johnson. Yeah. In that case, roll a d10. Because I assume you're using funny voices.
I'm using Condole the funny voices. I'm always using undercover watchman.
Go for it.
Yeah.
D10. D12. Go for it.
Okay. Let's go for it. Ooh, that'll be a 9.
Fantastic. You beat my D8. So with that said, she points a finger back and says, "John Johnson, we fired him a few weeks. Fired him a few weeks ago." I was it's very frustrated. He has not returned his Theodolite. That we everyone's supposed to return.
Oh yeah, he was showing me that in the pub. So that's why I thought he still worked here.
No, this is extremely frustrating. We have just got a lucrative contract with the city to renovate Misbegot Bridge, and now he made a big complaint, almost made us lose plots from the Golem Trust for what he was saying about golems. I looks at plots. Plots is nodding and just draws. And now everything's in it. Everything's in a tizzy, and he still hasn't returned the Theodolite.
Well, lucky for you, that's at the Lamb and Needle, so you can just swing by and pick that up, because I think he was talking about it and he left it on the bar while he was talking, so that's totally accounted for. That's totally fine.
Yeah.
Watch people, do you have any investigative questions for this nice me not being a watch person? I'm not qualified to ask all these watch questions.
Yes,
course.
of course. Yes.
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 As watch people who are two
Yes.
people in the watch.
Us.
We just the two.
Just two
No
of us.
others. Where do you think Mr. Johnson would be? Where did he say anything about maybe large warehouses he was interested in renting, or maybe decided on storing maybe a baker's dozen of dragons?
Or anything to do with that? He was very curious about my ham.
She's I don't know. Last I heard, he was staying at a boarding house run by Mrs. Eaton in Nintendo Way. She then looks over at the draft golem's work. Says, "Plots? No, that's not what we want. That is not what the client wants. Why do you keep drawing this?" And Plots just turns the paper over, but you guys see on the paper is an exploded bridge, a drawing of an exploded bridge. We are so sorry about this. Plots is usually very reliable. Ever since we hired him from the Golem Trust, he draws how the building is going to look, but he doesn't draw it how the people want it to look, which means we've had some very annoying, accurate pictures. For example, and she says some pictures of some other drawings with graffiti that are actually there, but was done after it. It's yes, the prescient plots. It's great, but this is not making the city very happy. If you keep drawing the Misbegot Bridge blown up, now do it again, Plots.
Can you show me? I'm so sorry. Whoops. I am desperate to use your powder room. I don't suppose you could show me while I leave my 2 nice watch people friends here in the safe care of your golem.
Okay, very well. Come into the powder room. And she
Thank you kindly, mysterious civilian.
away. Leads you off to the powder room, and then the powder room where the people in the power suits go. Exactly.
Mr. Plots.
We're going to make girly small talk this entire time.
Of course.
Thank you
Yay.
for this prescient warning. Do
Could
you
we
have
get-
anything else you can tell us?
Could you possibly draw some more detail on, and we'll just kind of point at like where might be the center of the explosion? Just a little more detail, like right there. Just enhance.
He does-
Zoom and enhance.
In very quick order, he very quickly draws a close up of it, and you can kind of see the explosion of the build seems to be focused on the struts, and you can see scorch marks that seem to be coming from under the bridge.
Okay, that's bad.
I think we-
right.
Must leave here very quickly and swiftly once
Wait.
Theodora is back from powdering. Mr.
Yes.
Plots, I shall be sure to have a letter of commendation sent to the Golem Trust. Please do not tell Mr. Vimes.
Yes, and I mean, I always knew that in drafts you have to think at least 7 steps ahead. So I'm glad that you're doing that, Mr. Plots.
It nods and then resumes drawing.
I'm just going to put a
Hi.
hand. Theodora!
Mysterious civilian.
And you're just having a great, great girl talk.
I don't know who you're referring to, but they sound great. Let's go and find them and leave these nice people.
Yes,
Yes,
let's.
I'm sorry I could not find my friends. I hope that everything is great. Let's go by. Just got kind
okay.
of starts mumbling on her way out.
Yeah. Miss Loft waves at you guys as you guys leave. Once you guys have left, she looks over at the pic. She's like, those City Watch guys make a main impression on you. Shows them a picture of the City Watch. You could be a little bit more optimistic of their chances.
Oh no.
Where are you guys traveling to?
Misbegot Bridge.
I guess
All
we go
right.
to the Misbegot Bridge.
You head to the Misbegot Bridge. As you get closer, little Smokey gets more agitated as you guys arrive.
Oh, Smokey, it's
and
okay.
On
then just-
the way,
Mhm.
on the way, I'd like to listen to Smokey and practice imitating the sounds that he makes.
Excellent. When you attempt to imitate Smokey, we will make a roll to see how well your imitation was. But we're going to remember that you made the effort to learn this.
Nice.
yeah.
Very good.
Yes.
Very nice.
Yes. You see that the bridge is more or less functional. It needs a bit of supply. What's it called? The struts a little damage, but that's to be seen. There is a heavy goods lift, but as you go to it, it doesn't work. It has been very clearly sabotaged.
Well,
I have a cunning plan.
yes, by all means. What is it?
I thought that maybe if I removed my watch breastplate and helmet and I could pass as a wandering beggar who is merely looking for a new patch, as the Beggars Guild is very particular about who begs in what places, and myself and Janice could scout out and see if we can see any dragons about, and if we do, or if we run into any trouble, we could give a signal, and then my colleagues could descend and make an arrest/rescue.
I think this is a good plan.
This is a wonderful plan.
Give me a d6 roll. It's very difficult to find the dragons, because if the dragons were obvious, someone else would have herded them on the bridge. So there's been a lot of effort to hide the dragons.
Could we?
You can make a roll if Theodora fails.
Okay.
Can I make an argument for the fact that I have a talent for listening out for things, and I'll have Janice as well with an extra pair of eyes and ears that can get in, looking through nooks and crannies.
Sure. I'll give it to you for a d10. I feel like there should be a d8 roll, but I haven't found it. So d10.
It's only a 4, unfortunately.
Do you want to try and re-roll that? I can give you a luck point if you want.
Yeah, if you spend a luck point, that means someone else can make the roll. Because currently, I have a 5, so someone else can spend a luck point and use one of their traits to roll instead, and try and beat the 5.
I was going to say, seeing as you were spending that time with Smokey, listening out for the noises that Smokey was making, I could use some applied forensics and kind of use the smell of the dragon to kind of create, between the two dragons that we have, some sort of dragon dowsing rod, where we kind of like lift them up and kind of place them in such a way that the louder the noises they make, the more likely we are to find the other dragons. And it's 1,000,000 to 1 chance, but I think it might work.
All right. If you spend a luck point, Reese, you can make the d10 roll and see if you can beat a 5.
Okay. Spend the luck. And that is a 6.
You're struggling to find it. As you're like going around, Theodora, you look around and you see a small letter that's like a little parchment. Open it up. It's signed by the time monks. It says, due to abuse of montage rules, your deadline has shrunk from 3 hours to 10 minutes.
Oh.
Meanwhile, Reese, with your forensic, bloodhound dragons, looking around, sniffing, you definitely get the scent is on. Like, you are quickly able to find there is some scaffolding across the side that you can able, and like glancing around, holding in nervously, you can see there's a series of vertigo-inducing walkways, like all across the down, and you can hear the sound somewhere down beneath there, like on this one way. You can hear the sound of like a dragon being very like upset, agitated dragon down below in the walkways, and like you can, that's what like the dragons are leading you. Like there's definitely there, and there's not an easy walk, but there is like treacherous walkways that you could potentially go, unless you have another way to like traverse under a bridge. Yeah.
So how did the dragons get there?
Presumably the lift. There was a working lift that would have taken them down.
Oh, I see, yeah.
But that lift is not working right now. Basically, you have to climb the other side of the, or do something else to get safely down the bridge. Or fix the lift.
We've got, I established a cloak earlier.
Yes.
We might have other sort of bits and bobs going on. Igorina's very good at putting things together. Could we fashion some sort of
yes,
climbing
some
sort of rope,
rudimentary pulley or rope ladder system? I would also like to incorporate the letter that you received from the time monks in that as well, if that's all right. because that way I feel like we can save the vast majority of these 11 dragons, because putting together all of those, Igorina like kind of very deftly stitches together her coat with the massive pockets, the robe, the little note from the time monks, and will of course use that deft seamstressing, because a stitch in time saves 9.
There it is.
You made it work because you made it work, and you used my own, weapon against me. D12.
Yeah,
Yeah.
damn straight. Damn skippy it is.
Damn skippy it is.
And that is a 9.
4. Excellent.
Yeah.
Woo woo.
You've made a time rope, which means, which as we all know means that you can always get to where you need to go safely in the nick of time. So describe how you get down there with whatever you've just created.
Taking off one of her left boots as well, tying the time rope to that, using a rudimentary left booted grappling hook on one of the structures, slides down, and of course, being very thick, chunky boots, there will be enough to support the weight of a fully grown troll.
Yeah.
I don't know whether Constable at the top, one, to pull the rope up, two, to make sure that members of the public don't get too close, and 3, to watch for John Johnson, who might be close by.
Sure.
Alright.
Also, he's the heavy, so I don't know if...
So did you say Theodora's staying up, or did you say our troll is staying up?
No, I wondered whether it might make sense for Cliff, but obviously that's... What do you think, Michelle?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Cliff passes up. The only one who is there that you can see is just as smelly beggar guy walking up and down, and beggars can sometimes smell strong, but this is a very strong smell. He's like walking up and down, complaining about something up and down, but there's no one else that seems to be nearby, and he's far enough away. That's not going to be an issue. Meanwhile, I assume the other 2 officers are scaling down the time rope.
Yep. I'll jump down.
Yeah, you slide down.
Did Cliff see him?
Yeah, Cliff saw
Okay,
who?
cool.
Yeah, Cliff has eyes on that. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So if anything happens, he can
Yeah.
deal with it. He's probably the biggest. He's definitely the biggest and strongest of us. If there needs to be any bad guy taking out.
Down on the walkway, you can see an incredibly generic-looking brown-haired man in brown trousers with brown eyes and brown shirt, coaxing this dragon to activate, and like, come on, light this thing up, and you can see he has set up a series of little explosives, little fireworks, all set around, and like a bunch of other cages where other dragons are nearby to make the explosion even bigger. I was like, come on, we can do it. Yeah, we can do this. Because of your time rope, you snuck up on him. Yes.
And if we're sneaking up on him, Igorina will take her other boot, which is also a left boot, and will clock him on the back of the head.
Excellent.
And say, that's a head wound.
Okay, D12.
And while Igorina's doing that, Theodora will try and untie the nearest dragon.
That's a head wound. It's also a 10.
That's a D8. It was never going to get higher than a 10.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. As you say, that epic line, which knocked him out before he could hear it. But the dragon is like very important.
Thank you very kindly, Gunter.
Yes. You can see it because his name tag says Gunter. You are able to. Theodora is able to go and rescue the other dragons, which are like in a nearby carriage, which must be the carriage that took them there, where they have been like kind of trapped, and are able to free them. Thankfully, you were able to do it before the fuse was lit, stopping it, and able to capture John Johnson, this incredibly, and I'm reading this verbatim, incredibly generic man, the most generic man you could ever meet. Yeah.
No wonder no one knew where he was.
And yet he had Riz for Rose.
I think Rose might have accepted Riz from most people.
Yeah.
He had Riz for Dave. That day, unfortunately, is a Wednesday.
I would like
Nobody
to
likes Wednesdays.
as
I would
as
give you a
the
luck point, but
dragons.
we're not using it anymore. Yes, what were you saying, Theodore?
Sorry, I was going to say as
Alicia?
the dragons are untied and freed, I want to call out to them. You may go home or wherever you like, really, dragons. We have seen that you are people and not possessions. Be free.
Yeah.
People aren't things. That is what Constable Cliff has learned, and he's met some dragons and he thinks they're nice people.
Fantastic. Give me a D10.
Lovely.
I'm not convinced that they should be out roaming.
Too late. I'm rolling my die. I'm going to spend a luck point to re-roll that because it was rubbish.
Sure.
8.
But if you... Okay, great. Technically not how it works, but fine. With an 8,
I'll give my luck
you are
points.
able
It's all
to...
good.
So your intent
Oh,
is
I
that
thought I could use a luck to re-roll.
Someone else can use a luck to go, but it's fine.
Oh.
I've got it either way. So you say, dragons, go be free if you choose. 6 of the dragons, they stick around. They they hang out. Poor Igorina is now swamped by a bunch of dragons who are just riding her all the way back to the shelter. The other 6 fly off. Not fly. Their wings don't work that well, but they all scatter in different directions, going off here, there, and everywhere. As you're able to take the ones who wanted to go back to the sanctuary, while
Please,
John Johnson.
people, or we will have to arrest you for murder.
Are you saying that to John Johnson or to the drag? Who are you saying that to?
To the dragons.
Yeah, you shout that out. John Johnson is arrested. The Rain Dragons are happy at the sanctuary. And Samuel, a little while later, Samuel Vimes, after reading your report, which is good, not so much paperwork, it's great. Would you mind telling me why there have been reports of dragons just appearing in rich women's handbags popping up?
Very fashionable these days, I am told, Mr. Vimes.
They are committing crimes of fashion.
And with that, we'll
And
end the
we want
session.
Justice.
And with that, we end this episode. Thank you very much for joining us for Discworld. Thank you to my incredible players. Get all the... Lou, have all the luck points for that. There we go. Fantastic.
What a lot of use I'll be able to make out of them.
We can always use a bit of luck. Yes, thank
That is
you everyone for watching. Here are my incredible players once again telling us who they are and where you can find them. Starting off with Lou.
Hi, I'm Lou. You can find me in various places on the internet at I am Lou Fryer. I've got some fun things coming up, but I don't know if any of them have been announced, so I'm not going to say them specifically. But if you have a look if you follow my socials, then you'll know what those things are going to be.
Yes, yeah, and and the person who has the most recent encounter with the actual law enforcement, we have Reese from Japan.
Hello. Yes, you can find me at reeselawton.com and find probably things that I'm doing there. But also, if you check out the Bearded Ladies that do genderless fashion, we had a very long chat about Terry Pratchett with them, so check them out and maybe order a dress from them because they're pretty awesome. Mine is very nice.
Ooh. And next up, coming straight from us up, coming back with the great dulcet tones of Michelle.
Oh, my tones are dulcet, thank you.
They are.
Hello everyone, I am Michelle Kelly. I am an actor, singer, voice actor, and troll of a winning smile. You can find me at Michellecopter on the socials, and if you want to see more of my TTRPG content, head over to the Euphoria channel. We are midway through a 4-part Blades in the Dark series, which I am GMing. It's going great. The first 2 episodes are on the Euphoria YouTube, and the next one will be on Wednesday. What day is it today? I don't know. It's tomorrow. Tomorrow is Wednesday. It'll be tomorrow evening. Come and join us. It'll be great. All of our streams are at EU and UK friendly time zones.
Yes.
I completely forgot to say I'm currently GMing the stupid stuff that's going on at Dice and Them at the moment. So come and check that out as well.
Yes. Yeah, and I'm Chirag Ghaznani, co-founder of Daces and Dragons. I'm a TTRPG writer and streamer, and I am wanted by the time monks. Clearly, because I keep time slipping. Where does the time go? And yes, and this has been Science and Sorcery. We've been raising money for Alzheimer's Research UK. Thank you so much again for all the donations and everyone. You all deserve so many wonderful things. Thank you so much. I hope you get all the math rocks you want. Yes. Lou is going to fight everyone for the rune dice, but still.
Well.
Exactly. And yes, I hope you have a lovely evening, day, morning, whatever part of the disc you are on. Take care. Bye.
Bye.